Right, so following Friday's slaughter, I was expecting a small move up pre-market in the metals and the miners, and my plan was initially to sell into it like between 5 and 10%, taking most of my anger out on Fortuna Silver, which is underperformed. I wanted to get rid of it. I didn't get rid of enough of it. My plan was to get rid of it like pre-market, and then if looks like we're going to go higher, I'll sell during the day. And actually, that's what happened before the market opened. We started to go to new highs. Gold started to really jump. It was outperforming silver throughout the day, pre-market, during regular hours. And I did trim a little bit of Fortuna, like 890, 94 or something. And I was like, all right, I'm going to get more out of it during regular hours. And to be honest, Fortuna just didn't really move. Everything else moved decently, but the miners underperformed. The silver miners underperformed because silver underperformed. The gold miners were okay, but still underperformed. The miners underperformed. But gold, look at this close, first of all. Incredible close. Best close ever, right? Kind of standard stuff. But after Friday's candle, that's extra surprising. You can see this little, it's not a double top, right? Just because of the close we had, but 4,380 is your level. Once we start crossing that straight through 4,400, the trend is your friend and the trend is unbelievable. Very, very strong. So gold stole the headlines, just gold specifically. Silver underperformed, the miners underperformed. Let's look at tomorrow. What I think is going to happen, gold's going to keep going. After doing what it just did now, following on from Friday, I mean, what's it going to do? Do all of that to go back down again? You need some macroeconomic, like monetary change of policy or some peace in Ukraine tomorrow morning. Only that can derail the trend in gold. Silver underperformed, but look, if gold takes out 4,400 tomorrow, which I think is quite likely, silvers just have no choice but to keep going up, which means we're going to start inching towards this like 54 level, right? How much of a move is that from where we are? Silver did okay, but yeah, 3% is doable. I think we start heading towards 54. So gold is going to now help out its little brother, silver, tomorrow. That's my plan. And because of that, my whole thesis of selling 5 to 10%, I started trimming Fortuna. I was like, wait a minute, just let gold do its thing. And I just removed my sales. Honestly, Fortuna, I'm going to trim, I'm going to get rid of it. I just think I can get a higher price. And I had a couple of sells in the others, right? My plan was to sell a bit of everything, 5 to 10%. I was just like, no, this is going to go higher. I didn't expect this kind of strength. And I had the luxury of knowing this before the miners moved. And the miners underperformed. I think the miners need to be trimmed either way. I just think I can get a better price. So silver, okay, underperformed, but it's okay. Gold's allowed to have its little day. The miners, you could even say underperformed the metals overall. GDX, GDX, okay, nothing really special. Yeah, I've got these little levels I put in. They're probably correct. Let's look at GDXJ. Same sort of thing. Yeah, not the best candle, but I just think tomorrow they're going to look better. And the thing is, right? Imagine gold takes out 4,400, goes up, silver starts to inch towards 54. What does the candle on silver and the miners look like by the close of tomorrow? They look like they're going to take out their old highs or at least test it, right? So imagine tomorrow we have a decent day as per usual, and we start going towards here, 2, 3%, nothing crazy. All right, well, next day, if we keep going up again, well, that's probably so imagine we end like here, like 109. Another day like that, and now you're testing the highs and you're probably closing at new all-time highs. Now it looks bullish for another run. So you might end up having another week where it's just green, 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 and then a little side. There's always like one red day or something. But I think tomorrow's, I said this on Friday, Monday's going to be more important. And Monday was damn important because of what gold did. But if gold takes out 4,400 and it drags up silver and the miners, then the silver and the miners look like they're up for the testing their old highs. And you just need gold to go up a little bit to do that. So, and then you're going to make new highs. So it's looking like we can reverse all of Friday's losses. It's a bit early to say. And notably, the miners are weak. I'm going to sell into this, right? I'm going to get rid of my Fortuna. I just think I can get another up day, you know. Here's SIL, a little 3% day, something like that. Here's your 7-8 would be a level, right? It's the low of day there. Thursday and it's the high of day Friday, so something like that. SIL, I think they're all pretty similar, right? They have their little wicks. SILJ, yeah, this is what I was saying. Like, I think I can get it up here-ish. You know, SILJ, how much of a move if silver starts to move tomorrow? 2, 3%. That's not too demanding, right? Right, let's look at the portfolio. Newmont, pretty good, actually. That probably outperformed. Yeah, it did. Jesus, 4.5%. That's got earnings coming up in 2, 3 days, though, right? So, wow, that might just alone make sure GDX tests its old highs. You could have something like that. It will coincide with earnings season, and I think a lot of people are sort of saying, look, the price of gold during this quarter that they're going to release earnings is going to be so good. Oil dropped. You could have the best earnings ever. I know we've gone up a lot, but you know, Friday's drop means we can go back up a bit more. So gold's probably done what it needs to do to make sure the miners like go up enough to test their old highs. And maybe Newmont is enough to make new highs. Maybe we take out 100 on earnings, right? How much will be away from the old highs on Newmont? 4%. You can do that easily on earnings. Easily. You could do that tomorrow, right? People always know. You could take out 100 this week on Newmont. And gold doing its thing today is probably enough for that. Let's check Barrick. That's good, actually, because that was weak for a while. That's its resistance. That's another one that's probably 3, 4% away from its high. 5%, no problem. If Newmont does well, Barrick will be sympathy play. Agnico Eagle, fine. No problem. That'll probably test its old high tomorrow. And if you close above it, next stop is the old highs, new 52-week highs, new all-time highs. That could get to 200 like by next month, maybe before. Pan American Silver, and here's your silver. You can see the silver ones underperforming the gold stocks, right? That's just obvious because gold did so well. So, but again, I do think we can get a little bit of a move in silver tomorrow, and because of gold, and the miners will follow. So that looks okay. Wheaton, pretty weak. Oh wow, close at low of day. That's fine because I still haven't added to that, and I want to. Tell you what, the royalty stocks are pretty weak. That's not even up 1% close at low of day. That's saying something actually. Quite interesting. Fine by me. It's one of my weakest. Well, it's worth less than Franco Nevada, and I wanted to add to it anyway. This one, if for whatever reason gold goes down tomorrow, this is ready to crash below 102.5. It's probably gonna go below 100 actually. I think 100 is your level, maybe there-ish. Interesting. I'm not in a hurry to buy that one. Franco Nevada, I think, is equally weak. Yeah, interesting. Huh, what's up with the royalties? What's going on? These are the ones that Rick Rule is in. Literally the last three I looked at. Agnico, Franco Nevada, and Wheaton. Interesting. Lots of resistance. All right, cool. Cool. They're the first ones I'll buy on the way down. Still haven't bought. Still haven't bought ever since the Friday drop, and still haven't sold because I nibbled a little bit out of Fortuna, but nowhere near what I wanted to because I think I can get more tomorrow. Metalla, this can go. Metalla obviously is also a royalty, but unlike the senior ones, I consider this a junior one, but so much of an outperformance, up almost 5%. Tomorrow we get a green day. We're testing our old high 770. That is a big number for Metalla. Next stop, 850. Wow, yeah. It hasn't made its all-time high, of course, unlike the others. Yeah, I'm just holding this one, not adding, not selling, all good. I am gold. I was expecting more. This is more of a gold play, closing at low of day with gold up so much. That's weak. Not sure why. I wonder if it has earnings coming up. Well, anyway, yeah, that's a bit strange. It was up, but you need it. How much of a move until it's all-time high again? Yeah. I mean, gold pretty much did everything it could. That's something I need to keep an eye on. Equinox, that's okay. But again, gold up. It should have done more. There's a bit of hesitancy amongst some of these gold investors. I mean, I'm quite hesitant too, but I wouldn't expected that much weakness. 5% to go up. Still hasn't made all-time highs. Still a vertical move like everything else, but B2 Gold only up 2%. Did close near high of day at least, unlike the other two. This one, another up day, and it's probably testing its 590. Even if it doesn't want to, you just kind of need to be dragged up there. And then this one can also make a move towards its, oh yeah, 590 is basically $6. Well, that's your new resistance actually. You take out 590, you don't care about $6, you go straight up. and it's seven. Well, that's a big move from where we are now to seven, 25%. Harmony, yeah, sideways, just stabilizing. Underperformed gold, I would say. It's going to be hard. Some of them need a lot of strength to go back and test their Thursday highs. A lot of strength, maybe too much. I am going to nibble out on the move. I just feel like you can get another update tomorrow and actually maybe another update after that. But some of them, I think they're going to fail when they test resistance because it's some of them just seem tired. Like this one, you'd expect more. I know it was a big red day, but you'd expect more of a bounce. Aris Mining, that's a bit better, but still a bit better. Maybe that can test little 10, like $11 or something, maybe. I feel like this one needs 2 days to go and test its all to make new highs. SPSW also sideways. See, a lot of them are 2%. I mean, I understand the silver stocks being 2% because silver's weak, but the gold, okay, SPSW is like platinum, palladium, and all that, but a lot of these gold stocks should have been up more, like Newmont style, 4.5%. Come on, like, big bounce. People caught off guard, shorts covering. I mean, 2% is not good. 2.5% is not good enough. 3% is still a um bit weak. Newmont really is the only standout here. All right, let's check silver stocks, which shouldn't have done too well. First Majestic, 2.5%. That's okay. That makes sense, right? Not very, very strong. Silver wasn't, but still closing the high of day. Another up day, and you're probably going to test this 15. Then you got the old high, the old 52-week high. So maybe we can test 15 tomorrow if everyone is on board. Fortuna. Actually, after looking at some of these gold stocks, Fortuna 2.5% is okay. I did my little trim around 890. Was it 894 pre-market? I don't know. I don't care. It's the same thing. Another strong up. Yeah, I think I had one of my sales at 934. But to do that, that's just too much of a move, especially for a weak stock like Fortuna. 5% is just not going to happen tomorrow. Maybe 919 is as good as it gets. Anyway, I'll judge it. But this is the one I'm going to take out my anger on. Like this is how I'm going to de-risk. I'm just going to close Fortuna. Uh, Yeah, I think I'm going to close the whole position. Just done. I take a decent amount off the table and I'll just consider it like a whole sector sell, and then the others I keep because they're worth, I mean, I don't need to trim the others if I'm going to completely close Fortuna, put it that way. But this one, now that I've seen the other ones, it's not as bad as I thought. CDE, that's what I'm talking about. 4.5%, right? Even though silver wasn't that strong, silver's up one and a bit, 4.5%. Boom. And now tomorrow you could easily go test 23 easily. And who knows if it's an exceptional day and gold crosses closes above 4,400 or whatever, you could get a CDE 6% day. You could start testing the old, the 52-week highs. CDE did exactly what it's supposed to. Heckler trading very, very similar to CDE, did exactly what it's supposed to, closing the high of day, up a decent amount, 4%. That too could maybe not test its old high, but at least take out Friday's high of day, which is pretty good, right? After 2 days, just being above Friday's high of day, that's absolutely exceptional. EXK, okay, 3%. That's okay, actually, a bit of a hammer. So that also, so funnily enough, the EXK, Hexes, and CDs that the out of the stocks I own, the best performing silver stocks. First Majestic's also been good recently, but really Heckler and CD especially, but EXK recently and First Majestic too, they did quite well. And I mean, they're aggressive silver stocks, so when they go up, they go up. But they did better than some of these gold stocks these mid tiers like Harmony, B2 Gold, Equinox, Iron Gold. They should have done better because gold was on a tear, and the seniors did not as well as they should, except Newmont, and the royalties were pretty crap. So a bit mixed actually in the minors. I'm not going to go through the juniors. They were kind of sideways all over the place, especially the ones I own. But interesting day. I think the focus was mainly on gold, and I think gold will continue. And I think tomorrow we're going to see some outperformance in silver because that's how I see it happening. And I think the miners too. So the miners and silver underperform. I think tomorrow they outperform. Gold just needs to do one more up day, and it's sort of done its thing. It's brought us back to life, revived us from that Friday shock. So overall, a good day. It could have easily been a red day, by the way, where we test Friday's low and then close below it and flush, and it becomes like multiple red days, which would have been healthy. We retest 4,000 in gold, retest $50 in silver, confirm it's good support, like go below it sometimes, but close above. Basically, you know, curl, find a nice bottom around 50 slash 4,000, then go up. That would have been healthy, but I don't mind. I'll take today. Nice big update for me. And it's undone a lot of damage, but we need another big update to completely undo it for me. And I think tomorrow we might get that. So let's see what happens. But I'm pretty damn happy about today. So good luck to us tomorrow.